Hey guys, this is Al again. My apologies for not giving you guys an update in some time. It's been crazy busy. So year end's always year end. So if you guys, anyone who works for a company, there's always stuff that needs to be done before the end of the year. And I've been mainly focused with that. So there's been a lot of traveling. I also bought a new building. This one is to actually rent, but you know how it goes. You bought it was very derelict when I bought it. It'd been abandoned for some time, so I spent the most of my time just basically trying to get that all worked out. And we're making some slow progress, but we're getting there eventually. And this is why you haven't seen that much updates from me. I've been spending, working at the other building, getting it cleaned up. I am at a bit of a dilemma though with these Rolls Royces that I bought. Rolls Royces, I'm not sure if that's the right word. Let me turn the camera on and I have this one over here, which is my Gold 79. So this one, has been abandoned for years. Finally got the brakes working, got the carbs running, but it still needs a whole pile of work. Brake pumps, all that fun stuff. Just a bunch of maintenance before I can call it good. Otherwise, it's pretty much a sound car. I mean, it's not that bad. I bought this parts car, which is the Euro car, and it's kind of been bastardized a little bit. It's had a really cheap paint job. It's got a little bit of damage on the driver's side fender, I think. Or was it I can't remember whether it was the passenger side fender or the driver. Oh no, it's a passenger side fender. You can see there. A little bit of damage there. Terrible paint job. Terrible interior retrim. It was retrimmed in vinyl and just doesn't look good. Then I have the 1980, which is the fire damage car. So this car, if you look at it, inside the car is as straight as an arrow. The paint, for the most part, except for where that was damaged by the fire, fantastic shape. Interior looks good. It's a nice looking car. Wood's nice. Engine's burnt to a cinder, right? All the wiring harness is burnt. All the engine, under the hood's burnt. But overall, car's really nice. Car's in pretty nice shape. So, I'm trying to sit there and figure out which one do I want to keep. My initial thoughts is to make the blue car the parts car, but the more I think about it, the more I think to myself, that car's pretty, different, especially in the US. It's a Euro car. It probably got a strong engine. It runs and it drives, which means that it's never going to be in my way. All I have to do is work on the bodywork and swap the interior over, and then at least I have a car that I can move around, which is kind of important to me because if you guys may, through your peripheral vision, see that this shop is pretty well packed, and when you have a car that's disabled, it really makes it impossible to work on anything else because you can't move around, you can't move things around so you can clear some space. So having a car that's not disabled is a really good thing. So I kind of been thinking maybe I should keep that now. There's two things that I can do. One of the things is get that idea out of my mind. Drop the engine out of that car and put it underneath this car and kind of move all the electrical and the wiring is, but that's not, that means basically you end up with two disabled cars for a very, very long time. That's what I had to do with my 6.3 and it just took forever to get that done. It's not, it sounds easy, it takes a long time, especially with my bandwidth. The other thing is take the interior out of this car, put it in that car and then use this car as a parts car, but then you just have a beautiful car that you're just basically throwing away, which is also a tragedy. you know, or, you know, maybe use the gold car over there, you know, and make that the parts car for this one. You know, the gold car is mechanically sound. The electrics and everything else is going to be the same. The emissions control is going to be close enough. You know, one's a 79 US car, the other's an 80 US car. I don't think I'll ever be able to make that gold car as nice as this one, or this one could be. You know, so, and then take the interior out of that car, the gold car, and put it in the blue car, and now you haven't really changed the interior colors or anything else like that. It's kind of, everything's pretty much the same. So, you know, that's my dilemma. And you know, I've been too busy to work on these cars, but you know, I have been thinking about these issues and wondering, you know, what the best way would be to go about this problem. You know, right now I'm still at a loss, you know, but that's another reason why you haven't seen an update here. Is I'm trying to figure out, before I do anything else, before I go down the road, is, you know, what do I do next? Because if I need to move forward with the gold car, the first thing that I need to do is, you know, get the exhaust plumbed up and working, and in order for me to do that, I've got to take this car and just pull the exhaust system out of this car, right, and get it going. You know, I don't want to do that if the plan is maybe to drop the engine out of that car and then do it that way. So I'm trying to figure it out. You know, my thoughts would be is to drop everything out from underneath if it's all possible, and then that way you can put it back. That's what I did with the 6.3. You know, but there's a lot of work to be done here, right? You know, there's you know, once you drop the engine out, you've got to figure out all the wiring, and then you've got to figure out, you know, whether any of that stuff got behind the firewall, you know, and whether the wiring's damaged behind the firewall. Then you've got to paint everything and clean it up. You know, and that's a lot of work. You know, that is a pile of work. So you know, that's basically where my head is. So, you know, trying to figure it out. If you guys have any thoughts, I'd love to hear some. I'd love to bounce some ideas from people. The main reason why I posted this is just to give people an update. There's been a couple of inquiries as to why I haven't made an update yet. I mean, it's you know, I have a building that I'm trying to buy, or you know, I bought and I'm trying to move into. I have a job that's keeping me busy. And you know, I'm still doing traveling. We'll probably keep traveling until just before Christmas. So you will get a more substantial update soon, but this is where we are right now. All right, thanks very much, and I'd love to hear your feedback. Thank you.